25 CR 42655, the State of Ohio versus Clifford Collette. Mr. Collette is before the court with his counsel, Mr. Travis. Ms. Tranter on behalf of the State of Ohio. Ms. Tranter.
Your Honor, my understanding is Collette is prepared to enter a plea this afternoon. He is going to be pleading to one count of possession of drugs, felony to the 5th degree. It's actually possession of cocaine. State will ask for dismissal of count 2, which is driving under suspension.
All right. Mr. Travis, is that accurate?
That is, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Collette, they're telling me you're going to change your plea to guilty to the one count of the indictment. Document says you're running a plea of guilty to one count of possession of cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree. That carries a maximum penalty of 12 months in prison and a maximum fine of $2,500. The prison term is not mandatory and a maximum penalty. You're also subject to a discretionary period of post-release control, which means that if you're sent to prison on this charge, upon your release, the adult parole authority may supervise you for up to 2 years. If you violate those rules of supervision, the adult parole authority can return you to prison for up to 1/2 of this court's original sentence. Mrs. Tranter.
Your Honor, this occurred April 27, 2025, Warren County, State of Ohio. On that date, the defendant, Mr. Collette, was in possession of 0.9 grams of cocaine, a Schedule II substance.
Mr. Travis, anything on those facts?
Nothing facts.
Mr. Collette, did you hear the statement that she read?
I did, yes.
Do you admit and acknowledge that what she said is true?
I do.
And again, you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty, those rights we discussed.
I do.
What's your plea?
Guilty, sir.
The court will make a finding that you've made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of your constitutional rights that we've discussed. The court will accept your plea of guilty, and based upon the statement of facts in your plea, the court will make a finding of guilty. It's my intention to use the ILC assessment as a pre-sentence investigation and proceed with sentencing. Ms. Tranter, anything from the state?
Your Honor, we'll defer to the court.
I know that this is not your case.
Your Honor, if he has had a treatment assessment, we would recommend that he follows through with the treatment assessment, as well as probably thinking for a change. I'm not sure what the ORAS level is on that ILC report, but T for C if it's above a low, as well as GPS monitored upon release to treatment.
ORAS is a high.
So yeah, T for C.
Mr. Travis, anything you want to
Your
add?
Honor, I know that because I looked, well, not the PSI, but the assessment, everyone here involved is familiar with my client's history. I will tell you that while it is always a bummer when a client on bond finds himself in a situation where he's held, it's unfortunate because it doesn't provide the court an opportunity to see, or it provides the court some insight into how somebody conducts themselves on community control. However, here, in meeting with and talking with Mr. Collette, I've seen what I don't often see is a sense of wanting to move forward in his life. The last time that we were here and the state had discussed a negotiated plea, while that kind of conversation was had with Mr. Collette at the time, the only thing, I can disclose this, the only thing Mr. Collette was interested in on that day, even after being held for a few days, was he going to get out or not. That was the only thing that he was interested in. And since then, that has changed. He's in the 3-day-a-week drug treatment program over at the Warren County Jail, and I've been in contact with his father and an aunt who have been extremely supportive, and I think that he is at an age where he's realizing the value of that. And some things that I don't normally think are necessarily positive for a client, but I do hear. In speaking with Mr. Collette, he has been completely honest with me, saying that he has some concern about 3 years of probation because he has not been that successful very often for not using. But the program that he's been in, and really more than that, the time that he has been held since the last time his bond was revoked. I get a sense of resignation that he's over this, willing to accept the help from the community and from his family, and it's just that, hey, I'm too old for this. But I see a man who, or I hear from a man who recognizes the uphill battle that he has, and I'm no longer hearing, hey, I don't care what's going on, whatever they want to say, whatever I need to say, I just need to get out of here. I'm seeing a resolution and some change.
Thank you. Mr. Collette, anything you want to add?
Sir, yes, thank you. I'm a 55-year-old man, and I'm a drug addict, and I was in denial of that most of my life. And being incarcerated, especially near the holidays, for a charge related drugs and alcohol, really shows a person, you know, it reflects horribly on your psyche about how, you know, the people that you hurt, not only yourself, but just the people that you hurt in your family and anybody that you care about or cares about you. And then you start to weigh, you know, what's important, and it certainly has been like no other in my life at this point.
Where do you live?
In Dayton, Ohio. I have a home that I rent in the north side of town.
And I have been in contact with his father, who had discussed that still being available. That was something that was my understanding from his family, the residents, at the time that his bond was revoked.
If I may add one last thing. It used to be throughout my life, whenever I was in any kind of trouble, the probation, you know, was difficult for me. And then when you're incarcerated, you're thinking, well, heck, I could wait it out, and then I won't be on probation. But what does that leave me? That leave me a free ticket to go out and use again? Is what I think to myself. You know, what's that going to do? It's going to just end up getting the same results that I got before. So the probation aspect of it seems to be less harmful in my mind to myself, because I keep myself out of trouble that way.
Andrew, do you have a current jail time credit?
I do, Judges, 37.
All right. Do you have transportation issues, Mr. Collette?
I do. I owe rear child support. Although my daughter's 30, I owe rearage, and so they suspend my license for that.
You're not working?
I am working, yes. I'm on a construction crew. They come and pick me up at my residence.
Mr. Collette, the court is going to make a finding today that you are amenable to community control, so I'm going to place you into community control for a period of 3 years. You will be subject to the supervision of the Warren County Probation Department. You are ordered to refrain from use of any drugs, alcohol, or marijuana. You are not permitted to use any of those in any form. Do you understand that?
I do.
I really hope that, you know, you are 55 years old. It's time to stop playing around with the illegal drugs. And if you really want to get your life back in shape, you get with the program, you follow the orders and recommendations of your probation officer, and she's here to help you. But I'm telling you, if you slip up, I'm probably just going to send you to prison. I'm not going to screw around with you. So while you were out on bond, I know you used cocaine, and you got to stop. So whatever you were doing, being around those people or in those places, you have to stop. So you're ordered to complete substance use disorder treatment. You're ordered to complete the thinking for a change course. You have 37 days jail time credit. The court finds that you're indigent for the purpose of any fine, costs, or other financial sanctions. I will release you today on electronically monitored house arrest. I'm going to leave the length of that monitor on at the PO discretion. So that's going to really depend on how well you cooperate starting off with and how quickly you get yourself into treatment. And then I'll let the probation officer notify me that she's satisfied that you can comply. And you understand what happens if you don't comply. You understand what happens, right?
I do, yes.
Tell me what happens.
Prison.
You're also subject to the discretionary post-release control, which I spoke about a moment ago. And that happens if you are sent to prison. Andrew, did I leave anything out?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Travis?
I always like to make sure that the mechanics of the first reporting upon release, how will he get notice of that, or is that something?
Well, someone's
Yeah.
gonna hook him up with a monitor.
He'll,
in it.
yeah, we'll pick him up.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Appreciate
very
it,
good.
Your Honor.
All right, you have an opportunity now, if you're sincere about getting your life in order, which I sincerely hope you are. I'm rooting for you. I'm not here to root against you. I want you to do well, but you gotta get with the program, okay? So you've still got a lot of your life left, and you keep using this cocaine, it's gonna kill you.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
5 CR 42655, the State of Ohio versus Clifford Collette. Mr. Collette is before the court with his counsel, Mr. Madden, Ms. Tranter. On behalf of the State of Ohio, we're here for a final probation violation hearing. Mr. Madden, does your client wish to have a hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Collette, you understand you are entitled to have a hearing?
Sir, yes,
You wish to waive that hearing and admit to this violation?
I do.
All right, Mr. Madden?
Your Honor, we talked the potential for just doing prison time. We're getting evaluated, and he says to me he would like to be evaluated to see where this goes.
All right, at this time, Mr. Collette, the court's gonna find that you have violated the terms of your community control. I'm gonna continue you on community control at this time. There will be an updated assessment, and you will be ordered to comply with any recommendations in that assessment. At the very least, you're gonna be going somewhere into sober living. You have to find some other place to live. You can't be living with other people that are in active substance use, so you just can't, it's just not gonna work. You are how old?
55.
55 years old, and you're still dabbling in illegal drugs. You need to get a job. You need to get your life on track here. What about, where do you live? Where do you live now? Other than, not the jail, but what town are you
Old
from?
North Dayton, sir.
You're
Old
from North Dayton?
Yes.
You don't have transportation.
I do have a vehicle, yes.
You don't have a driver's license.
I was told I could petition the courts in Dayton for driving privileges, even though I owe rearage on child support. Since,
Okay. What about assessing him for drug court?
We can have him assessed for drug.
Have you ever gone through drug court?
I have, yes.
When?
I completed it 2 years ago.
Is that when you did the STAR program?
I've been through it, yes, completed it.
Have you been to prison?
Yes, I have. Same charge, really.
I don't know how to get through to you, Mr. Collette. I mean, at some point in time, you got to grow up and start making better decisions.
And I feel that I'm getting to that point with my age that I feel the same way.
All right, let's get an assessment done, and then you're ordered to comply with that assessment. I'm thinking that you probably need to look into. Again, I don't know whether we're talking CBCF again, or residential treatment, or sober living, or something.
Yes, Your Honor.
We need to find something better. But okay, all right. Let me know.
Your Honor, when he's released, if it's not a CBCF, would you like him back on the DPS monitor?
Your recommendation.
I think initially it would be a good idea just to
Well,
make sure that he doesn't
yeah,
come back.
let's try that. Electronic monitor to house arrest, if he's not a CBCF, and then, but I'm thinking he needs to go into some sort of residential treatment or sober living at the very least. Because where you've been living, where else would you go if you can't go back there?
I've had success after leaving the NOVA program.
He wants to know where you can live instead of the place you're living now.
Where I could live.
Obviously, if you don't have a place, that's why it's taking so long to come to mind. So let's look at, if it's not a CBCF recommendation, let's look at residential treatment and sober living.